You call it rejection. You name it failure. You whisper to yourself in the dark hours that you are not enough. But what if I told you that every door slammed in your face was not the universe saying no, but the universe saying not yet? What if every person who walked away was not abandoning you, but making space for who you are becoming? You have been living a lie. A lie so deep, so embedded in your consciousness, that you mistake it for truth. The lie that rejection means unworthiness. The lie that closed doors mean you are walking the wrong path. The lie that when others cannot see your value, the problem lies within your soul. This is the story they taught you. This is the narrative that keeps you small, keeps you begging, keeps you apologizing for the very essence of who you are. But rejection is not the universe's cruelty. Rejection is the universe's precision. Every no you've received, every door that closed, every love that walked away, these were not punishments. These were redirections. These were the universe's way of saying, not this. Something greater awaits. You've been interpreting the language of the cosmos backwards. You've been reading rejection as abandonment when it was actually protection. You've been seeing closed doors as dead ends when they were actually course corrections. The universe doesn't reject you. The universe recalibrates you. From the moment you drew your first breath, they began the conditioning. Your parents, with their well-meaning hearts, taught you that love is conditional, that acceptance must be earned, that if someone doesn't choose you, it means you weren't good enough. Your teachers reinforced this programming. Gold stars for compliance, praise for conformity, punishment for standing out, for being too much, for refusing to fit into their predetermined molds. Society completed the indoctrination. It whispered in your ear through every advertisement, every movie, every song. You are only valuable if others validate you. You are only worthy if others choose you. You are only enough if others say you are enough. And so you learn to contort yourself. You learn to dim your light so others wouldn't feel threatened. You learn to silence your voice so others could speak. You learn to make yourself smaller, quieter, more palatable, anything to avoid the sting of rejection. But every time you abandoned yourself to gain acceptance, you committed the greatest betrayal possible. You rejected yourself before anyone else could. You became your own first abandoner. The pain you feel when others reject you is not really about them. It's about the recognition, deep in your soul, that you rejected yourself first, that you chose their approval over your authenticity, that you traded your truth for their temporary acceptance. This is why rejection hurts so much. Not because they don't see your worth, but because you stopped seeing it yourself. Not because they can't love you, but because you forgot how to love yourself unconditionally. They taught you that rejection is about inadequacy, but rejection is about incompatibility. They taught you that no means you're not enough, but no means you're not a match. They taught you that closed doors are failures, but closed doors are course corrections. The universe has been trying to recalibrate you back to your authentic frequency. Every rejection has been a cosmic nudge saying, stop trying to fit where you don't belong. Stop dimming your light for people who can't handle your brightness. Stop apologizing for being exactly who you came here to be. The universe operates on frequencies, not judgments. Like attracts like not as punishment or reward, but as cosmic mathematics, as divine physics, as the natural law of authentic alignment. What appears as rejection is actually calibration, the infinite intelligence of existence ensuring that you align with what serves your highest becoming, your deepest truth, your most authentic expression. Consider the river that carves the canyon. The rock does not reject the water. It simply cannot accommodate the river's relentless flow. The water does not take it personally. It doesn't stop flowing. It doesn't question its worth. It moves around, over, through, creating new paths, new possibilities, new landscapes of beauty. You are that river. Your essence, your authentic frequency, your soul's true vibration. This is the water that will not be contained by containers too small for your vastness. This is the force that refuses to be diminished by those who cannot recognize its power. When someone cannot hold space for your authenticity, when a door closes despite your qualifications, when love walks away despite your devotion, this is not rejection. This is the universe protecting you from settling for less than your soul's true calling. This is cosmic intelligence, ensuring that you don't waste your precious life force on connections that drain rather than sustain you. The philosopher understands that not being chosen by the wrong things is the first step toward being chosen by the right things. The mystic knows that every no creates space for a greater yes. The awakened soul recognizes that rejection from the incompatible is actually selection by the universe. Your frequency is not wrong. Your essence is not flawed. Your authentic self is not too much. You are simply being recalibrated toward alignment, toward resonance, toward the connections and opportunities that can match your true vibration. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is spiritual physics. This is the recognition that the universe operates with precision, that every experience serves your evolution, that every rejection is a redirection toward greater alignment. There is a new way to move through this existence, a virtue born not from seeking approval but from honoring your own frequency, a strength that flows not from fitting in, but from standing out with grace, a power that emanates not from being chosen by everyone, but from choosing yourself so completely that the right people recognize you instantly. This virtue says, I am not here to convince anyone of my worth. I am here to express my truth so clearly, so authentically, so unapologetically, that those meant for my journey recognize me like a familiar song, and those who are not meant for my path can release me without struggle, without drama, without either of us needing to be wrong. Like the sun, which does not beg the flowers to bloom but simply shines with such authentic radiance that the right flowers open naturally, eagerly, joyfully toward its light. The sun doesn't dim itself for plants that prefer shade. It doesn't apologize for its intensity. It doesn't question its worth when some flowers choose to grow in the forest instead of the meadow. Like the mountain, which does not apologize for its height but stands in its truth, knowing that some will be called to climb toward its peak while others will choose easier terrain. The mountain doesn't lower itself to accommodate those afraid of heights. It doesn't feel rejected when hikers choose different paths. It simply stands in its magnificence, offering its gifts to those ready to receive them. But this virtue goes deeper than metaphors. It transforms how you breathe, how you walk, how you speak your truth into existence. When you operate from this frequency, your very presence becomes a tuning fork. Those who resonate with your authentic vibration feel immediately at home in your energy, while those who cannot match your frequency naturally drift away without conflict, without blame, without the need for explanation. This is the alchemy of authentic being. You become magnetic not because you try to attract, but because you stop repelling your own essence. You become irresistible not because you chase, but because you embody the very thing that your true tribe has been seeking. You become a beacon not because you shine for others, but because you finally stop hiding your light under the bushel of others' expectations. In this state, your rejections become your selections. When someone cannot appreciate your depth, you realize they have selected themselves out of your life. To make room for someone who can dive into the depths with you, when a door closes to an opportunity that would have required you to compromise your values, the universe has selected you for something that honors your integrity completely. You begin to understand that every person who walks away is actually clearing the path for someone who belongs there. Every job that doesn't hire you is making space for the work that will utilize your unique gifts. Every lover who cannot see your worth is stepping aside for the one who will cherish every facet of who you are. This new self operates from overflow, not deficit, from fullness, not emptiness, from self-possession, not self-seeking, from abundance, not scarcity, from love, not fear. You discover that when you stop trying to fit into spaces too small for your soul, spaces that are perfect for your authentic expression begin to appear. When you stop contorting yourself to please people who could never truly see you, people who celebrate your true nature start showing up in your life like synchronicities, like prayers answered, like the universe finally delivering on its promise. Your energy shifts from desperate to magnetic. Your vibration moves from pleading to commanding. Your presence transforms from seeking validation to offering value. You become someone who gives from abundance rather than takes from neediness. When you embody this frequency, rejection becomes redirection. Closed doors become compass points. Failed connections become divine protection from misaligned paths. Every no becomes the universe's way of saying, something better is coming. Every ending becomes a new beginning. Every loss becomes space for greater gain. You begin to trust that you are being guided, that you are being prepared, that you are being recalibrated for something more beautiful than you can currently imagine. You begin to see that being passed over is not being passed by. It is being prepared for something that requires exactly who you are becoming. The paradox reveals itself. The moment you stop needing anyone to choose you, everyone who matters begins to choose you. The moment you stop chasing validation, validation starts chasing you. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth becomes self-evident to those who have eyes to see. You stop taking rejection personally because you understand it's not personal, it's frequency. You stop trying to convince people to choose you because you know that the right people will choose you naturally, effortlessly, inevitably. But even this understanding must die. Even this new confidence must dissolve into something deeper, something more profound, something that transcends even the need for cosmic explanations. There comes a moment in your evolution when you must release even the need to understand why certain rejections occurred, when you must let go of the story that you are being prepared for something better, when you must surrender even the spiritual ego that says, the universe is protecting me. Because in the deepest silence, in the most profound stillness, you realize something that makes all concepts of rejection and acceptance irrelevant. You need no protection because you are not vulnerable. You need no preparation because you are already complete. You need no cosmic reasons because your existence itself is reason enough. This is the ultimate recalibration, the moment when you stop needing the universe to make sense of your rejections and start trusting that your being itself is the only approval you ever needed. When you stop seeking validation from outside sources and start recognizing the validation that has always existed within your very existence. In this silence, something profound emerges. Not confidence, but presence. Not self-worth, but self-existence. Not seeking love, but being love. Not trying to prove your value, but resting in the undeniable fact of your being. The soul retreats into this silence not to hide, but to remember what it knew before the first rejection ever occurred, that it is whole, complete, worthy not because of what others see in it, but because existence itself chose to express as this unique frequency, this irreplaceable vibration, this singular expression of consciousness. From this silence you emerge not seeking to prove your worth, but simply to express your truth, not hoping for acceptance, but knowing that authentic expression naturally attracts authentic connection. Not fearing rejection, but understanding that rejection and acceptance are simply different expressions of the same cosmic dance of alignment. In this state, you become like the ancient tree that stands in the forest. It doesn't wonder if the wind accepts it. It doesn't question whether the rain chooses it. It doesn't need the approval of other trees. It simply stands in its truth, offers its gifts, and trusts that everything it needs will come to it in perfect timing. This is maturity. This is wisdom. This is the end of seeking and the beginning of being. If these words have touched something true within you, if you feel the stirring of this new understanding, if you recognize the frequency of truth in these insights, write this in the comments. I trust the universe's recalibration of my path. Write it not as affirmation but as recognition. Write it not as hope but as knowing. Write it as someone who has seen through the illusion of rejection and stepped into the truth of divine timing, divine guidance, divine precision. Let this be your commitment to stop taking rejections personally and start receiving them as cosmic course corrections. Let this be your promise to trust that you are being guided toward alignments that honor your highest frequency, your deepest truth, your most authentic expression. Let this be your declaration that you will no longer abandon yourself to gain acceptance from others, that you will no longer dim your light to make others comfortable, that you will no longer apologize for being exactly who you came here to be. The universe is not rejecting you. It is fine-tuning you. It is ensuring that when the right doors open, when the true connections appear, when your authentic path reveals itself, you will be ready not because you have proven yourself worthy, but because you have remembered that you always were. Continue this journey of remembering. Let the recalibration complete itself. Trust the process that is reshaping your life into something more beautiful, more aligned, more authentic than you ever imagined possible. Your rejection is your redirection. Your closed doors are your compass. Your solitude is your preparation for the love that recognizes you instantly, the opportunities that fit you perfectly, the path that calls to your soul. The universe is not working against you. It is working as you, recalibrating every experience until you remember the truth of who you are, why you came, and what you're here to give. Trust this process. Trust this recalibration. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, even when it feels like you're nowhere at all. Your time is coming. Your people are coming. Your purpose is emerging. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust the universe that is recalibrating you for greatness.